Ready? Go. 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 Oi, 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 oi. More energy, more energy, more power. Oi. Bloody hell, mate. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, mind up. Oi, yeah. More energy, more power. Oi, oi, that was mad. More passion. More passion. Let me see that footwork. 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 Give it to them. Give it to them. Give it to them. More passion. More energy. More passion. More energy. More energy. More energy. Oi, 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 oi.
Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but
Okay.
yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do, it's a video, Sting video.
What is...
For credits.
I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, go, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay, in 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
We obviously didn't communicate clearly. We're here to discuss your surrender, not mine.
Tú eres tan romántico molestando con una vipa. Me preguntas si te quiero, yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que pensar, yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más, no estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás motivada y tú aburre mi corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila mientras escriba tu canción. Tú eres tan romántico molestando con una vipa. Me preguntas si te quiero, yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que pensar, yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más, no estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás motivado corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila mientras escriba tu canción. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura, papi, tra, tra, tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura, papi, tra, tra, tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy Luis Martinez, aka Big Chief Burrito, live with you on a Tuesday. Mi Gente show live and direct from South California, North California, Central California, all over the California coast. The Burrito Lounge. Live with us today, our beautiful co-host, Miss at Sophia Carr _. What's up, Sophia?
That's me. Hello. What's up, mi gente? How's everyone doing?
And joining us to kick off the show today, live and direct from our beautiful palatial estates, our entertainment correspondent, Lizzie, aka Disney Ms. Lizzie from Twitch.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, everybody.
Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Listen, we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to have a guest coming up later. It's a jam-packed show tonight. Make sure that if you guys are dropping in, leave a like if you see us scrolling by, like it, share the stream, leave a comment. It helps us out tremendously with the algorithms and all that good stuff. And let us know where you're watching or listening from. But we're going to jump right into our main topic for the night.
Let's do it.
The entertainment world and the football world, the manosphere, and the ladyverse are colliding as a seismic shift in the I don't know, man. People are saying this is an Illuminati thing. People are saying this is a whole lot of stuff.
So many conspiracy theories.
But everybody's favorite mid singer, Taylor Swift, and everybody's favorite first round tight end, Travis Kelce, are reportedly dating. She was seen with him at a game in Kansas City, and then she showed up to my fucking home stadium, MetLife, to watch the Chiefs and the Jets. We'll get into that later, but here to break down the series of events that led to this seismic shake. Lizzie, take us through this happened. When did you become aware of it? How are you feeling about this situation?
All right. Well, let me just start with the timeline, right? Where it all began. So on July 7th, Taylor Swift had her concert in Kansas City at the Arrowhead Stadium. Travis Kelce was in attendance, and he made a friendship bracelet, which is a Swiftie thing. All the girls make friendship, or guys, whatever, they make friendship bracelets and trade and stuff. So after the concert, he went backstage, and he did say on his podcast he did not get to meet her, but he did say, "Can you give this to Taylor?" And it had his phone number on it. So it was like a bracelet with beads, but it had his phone number on it.
You shot a shot.
Yeah.
And he said he went at the he has a podcast with his brother, and he said he talked about it, and he said he shot his shot, and that he messaged her. You know, they've been messaging, and that he told her, "I saw you perform in my stadium. I'm inviting you to come and watch me, you know, do my thing in my stadium." And sure enough, she showed up at the Chiefs home game 2 weeks ago on Sunday, and she was sitting next to his mom, hugging his mom, you know, just
power move.
Yeah. Cheering for him, wearing a Kansas City jacket. But she's an Eagles fan because she's from Philly. So it's
Shut up. What?
She even has a song lyric where she mentions her Eagles jersey. So and when she was in Philly, she even told them, you know, she's a Philly girl, she's an Eagles fan, but you know, I think the Eagles tweeted something along the lines of, "We got our undercover girl now," you know, like.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's how it all began. Now, I guess there was rumors that they've been dating, talking, but until she was seen, there you go. But isn't it like a football thing for them to get like mustaches? Because Aaron Rodgers did it too, and a lot of them do that during the season, right?
Look at him right here. He's all swagged out. He's got the matching pants. He's got the camo. He's got the girl here, and now he's just got this little stash there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking like a cop.
Working the stash right now.
All right, continue.
All right. So then, after the game, they were seen walking out of the stadium together, getting into his convertible, and just driving off. Then later that evening, a photo leaked of them at a restaurant that he bought out for a private party for the Chiefs that evening, and she's sitting on his. It looks like she's sitting on his lap with his hand around him.
What?
Yeah, it's on TMZ. Released it, or was it okay? One of those. So that confirms even more the rumors that they're an item. Then of course, now I'm gonna go to not yesterday. Today's on Sunday. At MetLife, she shows up again, but this time she shows up with an entourage. She shows up with Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Hugh Jackman, And Sophie Turner is there too, one of her dancers.
Yes. Wait, Sophie Turner, Joe Jonas's
Yeah.
ex-wife. Power move. I love that.
There she's right there. Yeah. That's Brittany Mahomes down there.
Sad eating her sad chicken
She's
tender.
eating her mozzarella sticks. I think it was.
Her sad chicken tender.
But yeah, so she shows up at the Jets game on Sunday night and cheering, you know, and that's the facts, right? That's the timeline.
This timeline.
But I
That's
have my
what we know.
theories. So
What are your theories? Okay,
Ooh.
let me give you like what my
Yep.
perspective is. Okay,
go for it.
because the thing that pisses off sports fans obviously is that like it was the Jets and the Chiefs. The Jets are having a shitty season, so people pretty much expected the Chiefs to like destroy them, and so NBC was basically ready to like cut to Taylor Swift every 2 seconds. But the
They
game
were.
was sort of exciting. Imagine how much they would have been cutting to her if it would have been like a blowout. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Every touchdown.
They had like song lyrics that they were mixing in. It was like a whole fucking shebang bang. So
Dang.
it's interesting from a sports perspective that this chick is dating one of the best players in the game, but it's also very annoying.
Oh yeah,
It's-
and I'm a Swiftie and I'm a football
You're a football fan.
fan.
I was gonna say you're
And
both,
even
best of both
I don't want to see her every time Kelsey catches the ball, every time there's a touchdown. I don't care for her reaction. And
Yeah.
they usually show spouses, or if there's famous people in the house, they'll show a clip, and it's fun to see them, but they really are going overboard, and it is getting annoying. I agree.
All right. So
Yeah.
what are your theories on how this is happening or why this
All
is
right.
happening?
So I'm gonna say my theory first, and then I'm gonna say a few theories that I've been reading on blind items and gossip pages.
Okay.
So, not only was Ryan Reynolds there, Hugh Jackman recently divorced. Hugh Jackman,
Really?
yeah, he filed for
Cool.
divorce like 2 weeks ago or last
This is
week.
a
I
freaking
know,
divorce
20
here.
plus, yeah, 20 plus marriage. Yeah.
Wow.
Director of Deadpool 3, Sean Levy, was also in attendance there. So Sophie Turner is Jean Grey, what's her name? Jean Grey
Grey.
in
Jean Grey.
X-Men.
That's
Grey.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know everything's on strike right now, but my theory is that there's going to be a cameo, or Taylor Swift at least will play either a cameo or a character in Deadpool 3. And that's why they were all there, because they're probably all hanging out in New York anyway. Showed up together to the game. Afterwards, they left together. She didn't leave with Travis this time, because on away games, the football players have to stay with their team. Well, they have their own protocol. So after that night, they also all went out together. I think that they're working on Deadpool 3. They're talking about it, and I think Travis Kelce might also make a cameo in that movie.
Huh.
That's my
Why? Does he act? I didn't even know.
cameos. They have a
Yes,
lot of
yeah.
sports people in movies all the time, especially Ryan Reynolds, in his movies.
Yeah.
That's my theory. Maybe
Guys trying to watch the Chiefs game, their Swiftie girlfriend explaining the significance of Travis Kelce doing the Archer move. I don't know what that is.
that's
I don't even know what that is either.
I think it's a celebration, maybe.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I
probably.
think it was
Yeah.
going like this or something.
So that's my theory, is that maybe, and the biggest theory of all right now is that it's all PR, right? And part of me feels like it is, because look at how many women tuned in to watch the game last night. I bet the ratings were through
Travis
the roof,
Kelce
and
jersey sales are
email
up
the-
400%.
Yeah, 400%. That's insane.
exactly the stadium sold out.
But
The
my-
tickets were the most
thing is,
expensive.
every-
Jets-
But he's benefiting
every
more
game
than
sells out.
her.
well, the thing is that I don't.
Right?
I think that they started talking,
Mm-hmm.
and now that it got blown out of proportion, they're just riding the wave. And NFL is like, let me. So something that might have started PR doesn't mean that they're not dating or together, but
Dating just means that they went to the same place and got photographed together in some instances, right?
exactly.
Right,
So
right.
a lot. I really. She's a very private person. In every relationship, especially her last couple of ones, she's been completely off radar, rare sightings. So it's really weird as a Swiftie to see her just out,
Crowd.
like
yeah.
going to a football game. I was like, whoa, Taylor, like you never ride in a car that's not bulletproof, and now you're in a convertible riding off with Travis Kelce. That's
Right.
wild. I am enjoying it because you have your faves, and if they're so hidden, you never see them. So it's nice, but also it's weird because it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that the media does that we think it's
Absolutely.
like yeah. So it's and when it's so overexposed like that, it feels off-putting. Like it doesn't feel, something's wrong. Something's hiding here. I saw on Blind Items, which is gossip pages, and I follow a lot of pages on Twitter and TikTok. There's a rumor that Taylor and Kelce met because they were filming a Super Bowl commercial this summer. So that's how it started. Now we'll find out in February, right? Like
We'll find out.
We'll find out, and maybe that's what that's what it all is. And because of all this hype, imagine seeing a Super Bowl commercial with both of them. For everything.
Oh, that is
Listen,
good
all
PR. But
All right,
I
let
have
me-
a question because as someone who's not at all a football fan, I know nothing.
Right.
Who is he? Is he like a,
Well,
a super
we'll get-
He's the
talented
best
football
tight
player?
end right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
He's
Okay.
I got some memes that we can share later when we can jump into a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, he's the number one player at his position over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best
Oh.
tight ends of all time, like top 5 tight end of all time.
Oh,
So he's
snap,
like he's like a top 25 overall player in the NFL. So
Got
there's a whole meme of women triggering their husbands by saying that by recording them telling their husbands like, "Oh, isn't it cool that this guy Travis Kelce is gonna have a career now? He's finally gonna make some money."
Wow,
That's
he's
their
so
husband-
known. Like
Yeah,
bringing them to the spotlight, helping him
And a
out.
couple
yeah,
of other things.
Loki,
'cause we
that's
have
what
a-
I thought.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
who
we
is
wanted-
he? Wow, how
we-
He's
lucky.
in every other commercial right now. I don't know if you see
Yeah,
football,
he's
like
doing
in
vaccination
every
commercials. He's
other
doing
commercial.
everything. He's doing
No
everything.
idea.
He's popping.
Yeah.
Listen, one of the things I just wanted to bring up really quickly because
I know.
we have our guests that are coming in. But the other side of this and the other kind of part of it is his dating history because essentially he was considered a light-skinned like black guy almost because he was dating mostly exclusively black women. He went on a dating show like Catching Kelce, and he ultimately chose a black woman as and then they dated for 8 months. She did a video recently about how she betrayed him, he cheated on him. He dated another girl that dated him for a long time, and she thought that he was going to eventually marry her, and he dropped her. So there's this whole thing happening on Twitter and stuff like that where it was like almost like black people were claiming him, and then they were like, then it's like, oh, like relax, he's just a white dude, like he went from like having all this swag to now looking like this.
Yeah. Whoa.
Mhm.
Channing
This
Tatum
is
vibes.
this is the only one I'm saying. Listen, man,
Yeah.
I'm a man, so I'll have my misogynistic moment, but like he was dating her, for a while. She went with him to the Super Bowl. He was dating her, and now he's dating her.
Let's be honest. He's dating her for the clout.
They both don't.
But they both
need it,
benefit. Yeah.
But it is benefiting the NFL as a whole. It's
Yeah.
benefiting him.
Yeah, if you
more.
want that type of attention.
They're gonna have to pay him a lot more. I
He
feel
has
like.
He has a podcast with his brother, and it was popular. But
It's almost like a little over because he's got the podcast with his mother. His mom has a podcast. His mom's
Yeah,
going from
there's-
Philadelphia to Kansas City.
he's like super overexposed. Like he has podcast commercials.
Yeah,
he's
he's-
everywhere. He's on social media
Campbell
like
Soup.
crazy.
He's doing Campbell Soup and vaccinations.
The
He's
Pfizer,
doing-
right?
Yeah.
Pfizer. He's doing a bunch of stuff. Well, anyway, we wanted to touch base with our entertainment correspondent
Yeah.
Lizzie and
Well-
resident Swifty.
When Deadpool 3 comes out, think of me.
Ooh,
And
we shall
and
definitely.
if the Super Bowl commercial's real, then remember, you'll be like,
And
oh,
when-
Lizzie said.
When the inevitable breakup happens and the heartbreak in the songs,
I'll let you know
we
what
will-
songs are about
you
him.
gotta come on. Yes, please.
We'll see. Yeah, then they'll sift through the coded lyrics.
I'll be there.
Yeah, we'll see
I
that.
love it.
All right,
Thank you
Lizzie,
for
thanks for
having me.
joining us.
I might
Yeah.
jump in
This
later.
was way too quick, but yeah, if you
Yeah.
can join in later,
try
come
that.
back.
Yeah, I still have a bunch
Alrighty.
of memes, and I have those videos of the wives triggering their husbands. So
I love that.
Try
we'll
to
check-
find the Brittany Mahomes. I'll send it to you actually on Twitter.
Yeah, send it to me, and
Perfect.
I'll pull it
I'll
up
find
as
a
well.
funny one.
You
All
mean
right.
X.
I'll see you guys
Thank you,
later.
Brittany.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was our Taylor
Entertainment
Swift.
correspondent.
What are we gonna? What would you call that couple? Would it be like Swelsey or
Swelsey.
Swelsey?
Kellift? No.
Kelsift?
Swelsey.
Kelsift?
Kelsift?
Swelsey?
Swelsey. Yes.
All right.
I feel like, how long do you give them? How long do you give them?
Do we have to? Let me see. I give them, well, season ends in January, so I think maybe a quiet
season.
February, March breakup.
Beautiful. That's what I thought too. I was like, as soon as the season's over, a few months after.
All right. Well, moving right along, we do have our Latinx spotlight to go to today.
Yeah, we're just boom, boom today.
Boom, boom, boom. This is a big deal. So earlier, earlier I had during Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I had met some people from a website, not a website, from a fan base press. And there was and I was sort of looking for comic books and other independent art that was, for Latinos, by Latinos, Latino themed stories, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been talking to, so big ups to Barbara Dillon, who I met at Comic-Con. We spoke a little bit, and she's like, well, I can connect you to some people that I'm in touch with. She said there's these people that made this comic book called Nuclear Power. This book that's basically a sort of, I would describe it as like a sort of like a Man from High Castle. That's like an alternate history type deal about a real event dealing with like the Cold War, Cuban Missile Crisis type deal, that era. And it was inspired by, their families and having to live through that period. So we decided, let's have them on. Let's talk a little bit about the book. So joining us tonight, let me make sure I got their names right. We have Desiree Proctor, right? And Erica Harrell.
Yeah.
Hello. I love how spooky your background is, Sophia.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
great.
you so much. It is October. I was like, I need to spook it up. Happy Halloween.
Happy
almost Halloween. Yes. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you for that intro.
Thank you for being on.
Did I sort of get it right though in terms of like describing the book a little bit? How would you describe it yourselves?
Yeah, we definitely describe it as an alt history take on the Cuban Missile Crisis set in modern day. Like, what would the U.S. look like if the USSR and the United States had like nuked each other back in the 1960s in those like 13-day period? Yeah, very uplifting story.
Yeah, have you always been like a history buff, or like how did you get to that topic specifically?
So both of us, actually, I noticed that after us, you guys are talking about Florida, and both of us are from Florida. Desiree was more of a military brat, so she lived all over, but ultimately her grandparents and great-grandparents had ties to Key West. And then my mom was from Cuba and, came over in the like early 60s, like right around the time of like the Cuban Missile Crisis. And there was kind of a trickle down effect, even though I was born like generations later. There was still sort of this like negative connotation to like towards Cubans in Florida. And, people still kind of were very wary of, especially like communism after like the Cold War and everything like that. So when Desiree and I kind of were coming together as writing partners, it happened to be like a topic in history that not a lot of people knew about, not a lot of people had really explored. And it was something we were like, oh, this actually affected both of our families in different ways.
Yeah. Like my mom was living in Florida at the time as a kid when the Cuban Missile Crisis happened, and her whole family was just like, we can't tell people we're Cuban. We gotta like we're afraid for our life. So that's kind of like, that was kind of a big theme in the story for us was, like acceptance, overcoming differences. And so that was like a big inspiration. And, like Erica said, not a lot of people really remember that time period unless you were like alive back then.
Yeah.
When you'd say, having to sort of hide your ethnicity, do you think it ever got to the point where it was, came close to like Japanese in California during the Second World War, or did it never, or could it have reached that sort of level? You think if that sort of involvement would have continued?
Well, I hope not. Even when we were living, Erica, you have that story of like there was that sign at that lake, Tampa.
Yeah, there used to be a very famous sign in this like small lake where people used to go swimming in that said like no dogs or Cubans allowed.
Mhm.
But it wasn't like forcible removal like they did, with Japanese American people into, camps,
Internment camps.
internment camps. It was, I think there was just more luckily the bombs didn't go off and there wasn't this like major crisis with Cuba at that time. So I think that like once that cooled down, tensions cooled a bit in Florida at that time and kind of, eased up a little bit. And also like Florida as a place just happens to be like such a melting pot of not just Cubans, but there's Puerto Ricans, there's Dominicans, there's a lot of Haitians. It's just like a place where a lot of, folks from the Caribbean ended up. And so I think that also kind of like helped ease tensions in a way where it's just like, there's a lot of Latinos there. There's a lot of, different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was my favorite. That was definitely my favorite part of being in Florida, was just seeing the melting pot and so many different accents. Because you don't get that here in California. It's all Mexicans. So it was very beautiful. Do you both still live in Florida or?
No, we're both in Los Angeles, and we went to college in Orlando and then moved out to LA to pursue film and TV. And, speaking of like lots of Mexican stories out here, it's like we're now co-producers and writers on Lopez versus Lopez for NBC, which is George Lopez's show. So, we definitely get to play in that world, which is really fun.
That's awesome.
Wow. So did you guys meet? You guys met on the show, or did you guys meet previously?
We met years ago. Yeah, we met going to the same college and then just being like moving out here and being nerds and going to Comic-Con as fans. So, comics was something that we'd always wanted to get into, and we just kind of didn't know how to do it. We were writing TV and we were writing like video games, and then DC Comics ended up having this like comics writing program, and you had to submit a piece of published work. And so since video games are published, we submitted one of our video games, and that's how we got into the program. And then like Scott Snyder like taught us how to write comic books.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's how we met our artist, Lin Yoshii, who did all the coloring, lettering, everything for the book. She's like a wonder kid. It's amazing.
Spoiler alert. Show a little bit of the art that we got here, a little preview of it.
Yeah, she was kind of influenced by like a manga style, and she's a Japanese American, Japanese Hawaiian artist, and she like the book is so beautiful, like the way she kind of just like did things in like the simplistic way, but also she changes colors as the issues go on, and it just like it looks phenomenal. And she did the DC Comics artist program, like Desiree said, and we were invited to tour the DC offices because a lot of the classes were actually on Zoom. And we went in and we saw her drawing of Wonder Woman, and we were like, oh my gosh, her. She's got to be the one that like if we can work on anything that we publish on our own, it should be her. And so we were very, very grateful to get her.
This looks like a scene from A Few Good Men. It's a very you can't handle it. I'm sorry.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. So I mean, when you decide to jump into the comic book world, you're writing TV for video games, etc. What is what is the thing you have to be careful of to not, for example, because the comic book world is so vast, and so many different stories, so many similar stories have been told. How do you sort of take care to not be derivative, to sort of make sure that you're telling the story in your own words? What did you guys? Is it just this is what we like, this is what we do, or did you sit down and say these are the steps we have to take to sort of avoid these pitfalls and to sort of feel clean about the product that we're putting out there?
Yeah, I mean, we, I think for us, we tell stories that there's always some personal angle. And so I feel like that is kind of what makes whatever story we're telling unique. But I also think having the collaboration of Lynn and Barbara and Bryant, who are publishers over at Fanbase Press, was very helpful. I mean, since we're dealing with, in the comic book, a lot of people with disfigurements and some disabilities, Barbara and Bryant like brought in somebody to make sure that we were
It's like sensitivity consultants that sort
yeah.
of, you know, helped, you know, make sure that we weren't stepping on anyone's toes, like in terms of characterization of people, or, you know, and sometimes us as a writing team, it's really nice to also just have like that as that partnership and collaborate in that way.
Yeah.
That's
and if we ever got too crazy, I mean, there was one point where Lynn was like, this is too violent. I'm not drawing this. And so we were like, oh, well, if Lynn refuses to draw it, we'll rewrite it. So
wait, I want to know now, what was it? Now I want to know so badly.
There was a scene where there's an explosion that took place and there was going to be like a lot of children killed. And she was like, I don't want to participate in drawing that. And we were like, that's absolutely legitimate. I mean, you have to like research that. You'd have to live with that. You'd have to like, you know, it takes, you know, for us, when you're writing a comic, like we can knock that out in a few weeks and, you know, kind of carefully go through it. When an artist, you know, comes in, they are spending hours and hours just maybe on one panel. And so you have to like really also think about that. And Desiree and I were able to do the Marvel Voices Comunidades, which was like their Latinx anthology. And so we were actually like, in that case, we were assigned a character that they had, that Marvel hadn't really used a lot of, and she was a Latina from Florida. And we were able to kind of expand on where she was within the timeline, but like work a little bit differently, like in that case versus doing our own comic.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Well, absolutely. That's, as somebody who's you know, because I'm a writer, pre-WGA, and filmmaker. I said Sophia's an actress and a writer as well. And sometimes I have an idea for something, and I think to myself, you know, this might work as a comic book. You know, do you feel that this, I guess, is more like shop talk, but do you feel that it's okay to sort of develop it in that manner visually, and that eventually will help you, whether it turns into a film or a comic book or anything like that? Do you think that helps flesh out the story, or is a visually appealing way to sell a project?
Yeah, I mean, if you have an idea that you want to turn into a comic, I say go for it, because it's, at least with like the comic book space, for us, it was a way for us to express ourselves without like really, I mean, we did get some feedback, like you said, from Barbara and Bryant and Lynn, but for the most part, it was like, this is just our voice, you know, not getting like network notes or studio notes or getting something assigned to you. So if there's something you're really passionate about, like, I feel like there's nothing better than having like a physical thing in your hand that you can show people.
Yeah, it became, I mean, not just like we were like, oh, we're guaranteed to get work or something by doing this book, but it is something where if we take a meeting or if we go and, you know, have just like what, you know, in the television or film side of things called like a general, we can either pre-send them this comic as a PDF, or we can do a follow-up and be like, hey, by the way, we mailed you a book, you know, and it's like a really nice, like physical thing that you can have in your hand. And, a lot of people are like, oh, whoa, like you did this, you know what I mean? And it kind of sets us apart in a way in, you know, the television and film space too, because Hollywood is always about like, what's exotic, you know, and it's, you know, even though it's like the Lopez versus Lopez is a like very traditional family sitcom, you know, I think that our coworkers, when they find out that we write comics, are like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. And we're like, it literally pays nothing, but it is a passion to do.
A passion project. Yeah, you have to.
Do you find yourself dropping some like Easter eggs of comic books, like nerdy things in your scripts for Lopez versus Lopez, and have you done that in the past?
Well, I will say in some of our TV shows, we've done at least like what, 3 episodes that center around like Comic-Con. We did a bird convention and then 2 Comic-Con episodes.
And, you know, in 13 Reasons Why, that comic book in season 2 that the kids reading is written by us, technically.
It's fake, but it's
fake.
By us.
Wow.
So that's a good Easter egg.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
No, just one more shop top and we'll get into a little bit of the show. But in terms of like the logistics of the idea, because I mean, as a writer, you think of the idea and then you spit out, you know, the vomit draft or what have you, and then you go write drunk, edit sober. type deal.
But tell us more about your process, Lou.
Yeah, we're learning a lot about you.
My question is, because you have it as a concept, right? You have the right. Do you have to trim, and then if you decide that, well, we also want to sort of bring this back so that it has the possibility to be created in as a real show, do you sort of save that in the back, or do you trim just for the panels, or what's that editing process like for deciding what gets on the page as words versus what you want the artist to show in visuals?
Well, that's really interesting because, Desiree and I would kind of have the script sort of in a Google Doc that we could, both edit at the same time. And we would kind of give suggestions like, oh, we would like this to be a splash page, like filling the whole thing with one image, or we want, 6 panels. And we kind of did that. We sort of laid it all out. And then Lynn kind of would be like, okay, let me go through it. And she would start kind of pulling that apart and drawing. And then she would show us her layouts. And we're like, oh, we can delete a lot of those words. Like, you got a lot of that emotion. You got a lot of that character. You got a lot of just like that action through her art. And we were like, great. Like, we can take stuff and edit things out and pull things out, because you don't want to like say it and show it. It's like one of the great rules, and like that's what a really good comic artist can do, is just like kind of take your thing and enhance it in a way. So it felt like it was like we edited each other over and over again on a Google page, but then when you see it in a layout, you're like, oh, take out some more, make it as concise and clear as possible.
There was a few times where Lynn was like, guys, stop cutting words. I need words here.
We're like, but your pictures are so beautiful.
Yeah, we want to see your pictures.
That's just, it's a silent movie, but in comic book form. We're changing over to that. Okay, right. Well, is there, because I started reading through like the first episode and, kind of trying to get an idea of like the style and stuff. Stylistically, like you said, it's very clean. Has a very classic feel, like old school, like comics and stuff like that. But it's a very modern sort of aesthetic and storytelling, what in terms of like your passions, like how much how much time did you dedicate? Were you able to dedicate more time to it, like to keep writing like during the strike right now, or how much or do you just put it out there and like it's there, we have one, now let's try the next thing, or how deep are you into this story?
I mean, for us, it was like we had to leave so much on the table. We had so many different ideas and storylines that we, had to just cut out that we were really passionate about. And then we've also thought like, well, if this is what is happening in the United States, what happened in Europe, what happened in Russia, what happened in Africa, what happened in South America, what do those like areas of the world look like? So it's been something we've been considering, instead of continuing the story of like Reed and Iris, maybe just going to another part of the world and seeing what happened there. Because what we're most interested in is like, because we looked at all the maps, we did so much research of what would have been nuked, and basically both coasts of the U.S. are gone, Europe's gone. What was called Manchuria back then was gone. So is Russia. So then does like South America become the world power?
Yeah, or like sort of like South America and Africa would be sort of like the first world nations within this, who have very limited contact with what we now think is like America. And it's like, are they now in like an arms race with each other? And sort of like history repeating itself in like a bad way. But we felt like it could go on and on and on, but we were like, we're going to do, these issues and kind of like tell this story and sort of like finish it, and then, see how people like it and how it sells. And, and then either, start a new project or, stay busy and film and TV and doing that.
That's true.
Well, I don't have enough color in my printer to print this out, so I would like a physical copy at some point when they become available. So this is sort of based on like mutually assured destruction, right? Whereas like but it actually happens. Like the whole reason you're not supposed to be scared about the bomb, be scared about the bomb, right? And did you guys obviously you have your family's history and how they were affected by it to give you sort of like the real sense of how they affected your people. But did you dive into or revisit stuff like like I mean the biggest movie that I can think of is the Kevin Costner movie, right? 13 Days with about the Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff like that. Did you guys kind of dive deep into some of the films and books about that era?
Yeah, we read Robert Kennedy's has a book called 13 Days, which I think is what that movie is based on. Yeah, so we read his book, and we read a lot of books and just did a lot of research. Like that whole, if you've read the first issue and the pages that you were showing, that was actually a real incident that occurred on the USS Randolph. Like that is an actual ship that came very close to being nuked by a Soviet submarine. And it was like one person on that
Russian sub, right? That was like, no, we can't do it.
Yeah. And so we are kind of like, when we learned about that incident, we're like, well, what if that one guy hadn't been there?
Mm-hmm.
And then
He was in the bathroom real quick.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on?
The world would be so different. But see, this is why it's fascinating, the world building that you're creating. Like, yeah, I hope it has an amazing reception because I kind of want to see it grow. I do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the way I came across this was, going through artist alleys and small press and stuff like that, and talking to people, and basically, we're Mi Gente show, so we're looking for, at Comic-Con, we're looking for Latino creatives and Latino stories, and they're like, well, look, we got this and we got this, and I can put you together with this team, and they're Cuban and Florida in the 60s, and they have this whole story, and I was like, say less, we got it. Yes, we got you. We'll get you on. We definitely would love to talk to people that have different interesting. Now, do you feel that this era, because it didn't happen, obviously the story they're telling didn't happen, but that the time period obviously was very turbulent for Cuban people, Bay of Pigs invasion, all these things happening. Do you think that is sort of one of the key sort of milestones? Because when we talk about Latino culture, sometimes Cuban Americans are sort of brought up as part of the Latino monolith that sort of lean more conservative, lean more to this side and that. Do you think that that's kind of where all this kind of started from? Obviously,
Oh, yes. I think Castro coming to power and, a lot of people, because of that, losing contact with their family back in Cuba. There's a lot of like resentment and hurt and just like hurt there.
Trauma. And,
yeah.
And a lot of the idea of everything was taken from me there. And this is the place in the US is where nobody can take that from me. And I better make sure that they don't. So that's why they leaned more into a lot of the like Republican conservative things, which was like originally their party used to be about having smaller, big government, so it was like, the federal government having less of an impact. And I think that was like a complete trauma response, from what they had, at least in my family, like what they had been through, to be just kind of like, no, like the government has to stay out. And also just like, in some ways, sort of like a healthy distrust of the government is good. You know what I mean? Where you're just kind of like, yeah, what are they actually up to? What are the things that they're like not telling us? But then, of course, now it's like that the Republican Party has sort of like twisted itself into like an unrecognizable monstrous form.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like they want to scare the Latinos in Florida. They just say socialism. And
Yeah.
they just get that trauma response, and they're like, oh, you're right. Yes, we must, we must never again, sort of thing. And so I think it's weird that it's still affecting generations later.
Right. And it's sort of like the concept of like bucket crabbing too, in a way where it's sort of just like, well, we made it here, but everyone else out.
We always talk about that, like, hey, I got here. We can go ahead and close the door behind me. Yeah. You're letting in the riffraff now.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I think even within Cubans that came prior to the Mariel boat crisis, and after the Mariel boat crisis, a lot of Cubans on their own were just like, well, they shouldn't be here. Like, you know, like we came legitimately, like we came on planes.
Right.
And it's like, what? Like they're still fleeing the very oppressive government. They're like, no, they're criminals. It's like, so, oh God, guys.
Yeah. It's like the Argentinians that say, we came on boats. You guys came from the jungle, you know?
Right.
Relax. Like, look, the one thing that makes me sad about this is that, you know, Scarface doesn't happen in this universe because of this. So,
That's
I mean,
true.
that's
Travesty.
So that's,
Yeah.
you know, other than that, I'm 100% on board with this.
But then therefore Al Pacino wasn't cast.
Al Pacino wasn't
True.
cast.
Yeah.
So you get some, you get that. So listen, it's where can people find out more about the book? And I'll make sure that we have all the links and stuff of it. Nuclear Power is the name of the story, but where can people find it?
Nuclearpowercomic.com. That will take you to where you can buy all of the issues. It's on Fanbase Press, is our indie publisher. They're really incredible. They've been nominated for a few Eisner Awards. They have like impeccable taste, not just because they have our book, but they have some really wonderful books. One is called Quince.
We're gonna have them on soon.
Yes,
Just read the
which
They're
schedule.
lovely. Yeah.
they're lovely people, and it's a lovely book. And we're always like, when we go and like sell at cons or, you know, at events, we're always like pushing Quince as another like Latino created property, and, you know, a story that we also like really love. So I would check out all of the books that they have because they do a really great job. And Barbara and Brian are the nicest people in comics and the most like open, wonderful people to discussing, you know, like what stories they're interested in publishing. And
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I've
amazing.
had nothing but great experiences talking with them, meeting them right away. They gave me their card. They're like, absolutely, we'll hook you up with some people. We're definitely going to talk to the team from Quince, but we really do want to thank you guys for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you
If
so
I
much
could
for
get-
being here.
If I could just ask you a couple of other questions really quick before we let you guys go.
Of course.
You know, WGA strike ended a couple of days ago. Are you guys ecstatic, happy about the deal? How has that affected you guys recently?
Well, we're still going out and supporting SAG.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Still on the picket lines, you know, got to have a union solidarity. But, you know, I
Yes.
think we're just happy that it's, you know, winding down and people are
Mhm.
able to get back to work. And not just writers, but
crew.
crew.
Even
and
like the
all-
restaurants that have been suffering, other small businesses that like rely on the industry.
Right.
It's a really big deal. And, you know, in terms of, you know, it was like, people are always like, well, yeah, but what are you fighting for? Is this really going to be a gain? And I'll say that, you know, Desiree and I are writing team. And in the WGA, that means that like we are 2 for 1. So like literally when a studio hires us, they only have to pay us 1 paycheck and we split it. And
And we
prior
also-
to this strike, we had to split our pension and our health care payments. So when we started on a show, even though it was 22 episodes long and almost a year's worth of work, we didn't qualify for health insurance for about a year and a half because they made us, you know, make enough as individuals, but we were splitting everything. So they have changed that in this negotiation. It's a big deal for writing teams. And now we get full contributions for our pension and full contributions for our health. And, you know, I will say that that's a really huge deal, like for us. And, you know, we teamed up because, you know, we love the same genres. We love, you know, like collaborating together. We are stronger together than we are apart, like all unions. And we do feel like, you know, that was definitely like a big gain. And it's also like, you know, coming in and like being able to be a 2 for 1 helped us sort of get some jobs. And now we feel like we are, you know, equally getting compensated at the table.
Oh, that's amazing.
Absolutely. And we have to stay strong with solidarity for the SAG union. And recently, I think video game or animation also went on, authorized a strike at
Video
least.
games, SAG for video games. Yeah.
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 And absolutely, you know, because we know hundreds of actors here in San Diego, and the fact that they were trying to get people to show up on set one day as an extra, be scanned in perpetuity is just plain evil.
Yeah.
You know, that,
Yeah.
not even in an alternate reality where the bomb happened do I think that people would be doing that kind
Hell
of
no.
bullshit to actors. So again, Erica, Desiree, thank you very much for coming on the show. We appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to us. We wish you best of luck. We'll be watching Lopez and Lopez versus Lopez.
Yes.
And making sure. And, you know, if you need a cute podcast, you know, episode there, and you need a couple of actors, you know, we right here.
We know where to find her.
Right
There you go. Yeah.
we're 90 minutes south. We can be there. All right, thank you guys for
Thank you
coming
so
on.
much. Have a great
Thank
night.
you. Have a great
You
night.
guys have a good night. Yes,
Bye.
thank you for coming on. Oh man,
Lovely. Oh my gosh.
so awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I was wondering if you were gonna ask them about the writer's strike. I was like, oh, that needs to be the last question. I just want to know what their experience has been like. Man, milestones, am I right?
Yeah, it's just happening. It's just happening. All right, Lizzie's back.
Oh Jesus. I was like, why the long pause?
Yeah, you just bring me back up.
Today's episode is wild. It's like boop, boop, boop. Hello, welcome back.
I'm back. I
Hey,
did take
girl.
more notes and did a little more research just
Ooh.
for right now.
All
And we have a
so
PowerPoint
We can
now.
we can slice this all together then,
Let's do
and
it.
Yep.
and just have a bunch of Swifty clips.
What a hard shift. Like literally we went from Swifty to Latino comic books,
I was
alternate
listening.
universe. Yeah. WGA strikes and now back to Swifties. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what else? What else do you got? Do you have for us?
Well, I guess
Liz?
something we didn't dive
did we leave
deep,
off?
which I was gonna ask you, Lou, is do you think the NFL's milking it? Like like
Yes.
in the sense that okay, so this is a theory that everybody was talking about Sunday night was that the game was rigged, right? Because how could how could Taylor Swift see Kelsey lose? She
Right.
and her presence. Like, what do you think?
Mhm.
Since you're a big Jets fan.
Listen, I'm a Jets fan, and it was a very weird game because Mahomes was throwing up some interceptions that didn't look like him.
Did you see the
so-
meme I sent you on Twitter?
Oh, okay. I'll pull it up right now.
Check. It's about that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. There was definitely some funny stuff happening during the game. I will say that. And I do think that that it is very interesting that is that
Oh yeah, there's the
Concern.
caption. The caption is on the
over here?
yeah.
Why does you have to keep throwing to the other man and not Travis?
I mean that sums what you were saying.
Right. Listen, on Sunday Night Football, every time they went to commercial, they would sort of shoehorn in a Taylor Swift lyric at the end of the game. They're like, it's time to go. Everything was a Taylor Swift lyric. Like, so absolutely 100% the NFL was like steering into the curve. Kelsey's jerseys went up 400%. The one thing I'll say is that every NFL game is a sellout, so that's not really a thing. Maybe on the resale market, tickets were going for more or something like that. I get it. Ratings are going up, so I mean, I don't know. The NFL had that whole Enya thing for Latino Heritage Month last month. I just think it was very funny.
Oh yeah.
They did it again?
No, they didn't do it. They
They're
didn't
not
do it this.
gonna.
They didn't
Oh.
do it this year. La Enya. So I definitely think that the NFL was definitely steering into it and just basically just like, hey, listen, we got one. Let's just milk this for all it is. Again, Kelsey, beard, dates black girls, swagged out all of a sudden, and then I saw the memes where it was like, it's good to be a white man again. And it's like he did the Miley Cyrus fighting like twist, like, hey, I'm back now. Now, I was a crow. But literally on Black Twitter, they were like basically accusing him of, basically like they were like black women were mad at him for dating a white girl because he had been dating mostly black women for this long. And it was a very, very weird conversation where people are like, dude, this guy's always been white. And then you have this sort of side conversation about, he dated several different black women for X amount of time. He would try to get them to pay like equally in the relationship, I guess, like not help them with money or something like that. Like making, like there was a whole thing about like he won't pay for his girlfriend's this, that, and this, cheated on them.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
then-
what I was gonna talk about. The
Yeah. So yeah,
girlfriend.
go ahead and expand on that.
Yeah, there was I don't know her name, but his last girlfriend, the one who won the reality show, he was on the game show. She went on Inside Edition even to talk about how he's a cheater, how he cheated after like 6 months or 8 months he cheated on her. So
Yeah. Taylor
I didn't
Ashcroft.
watch the full interview, but I saw clips and yeah.
mean, are we surprised though? He's a
She said
football
she just
player.
wanted to warn Taylor because she seems like a nice
Oh
girl.
yeah,
That's what she said. And then
she's
she
a
said
girl's girl.
but she did throw a he was mine first,
Yeah.
which was weird. She did say that. I know,
My
right?
first,
She
like,
was
virginity?
no, like I had him first.
No.
Like
Oh,
like
he was mine. Oh,
yeah,
was
so she
mine
was like,
first.
That's
she's like, I'm gonna
petty.
warn her. He's a cheater, but she did throw in the interview he was mine first. Like, by the way, like
By saying that, her intentions come into question. Then you can't be like, I'm
exactly.
a girl's girl. I care about your girly, but he was mine first.
Yes, exactly like that. It came out.
Mm-mm. No,
Yeah,
no.
no, that's not cool.
She kind of ruined it.
She's
her
she
warning
ruined it because
for,
everyone was on her
jealousy.
side until then. Oh, darn.
Exactly.
Well,
But
regardless, if he does cheat, it'll make for amazing music, I'm sure.
I can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, if it's all PR, she goes back on tour in November. She'll be touring Australia, Japan, Asia,
they're so breaking up
Europe.
by then.
She'll be gone for months until like spring. So find out in November. My husband actually, we were talking about it. He goes, when she goes back on tour, if they break up, then you know it was PR. And I was like, oh, good point.
That's true. But also this November?
Yeah, she goes back
Literally
on tour.
next
She's been on a break. I think in August her tour took the North American leg ended in Mexico City, and now she's gonna go to in November Brazil, Argentina, and then the rest of the world.
Yeah. Lou and I were thinking that they were gonna break up after the Super Bowl, like next.
Well, if she's
after
going
the
on tour,
season
that might
ended.
break
But if
up-
she's
that
going
might
on
break-
tour, that might sooner.
Guys, I'll be back in
And,
30 seconds. Continue.
Okay.
Go for it. But yeah, so if it is PR, which some people are saying because her movie's coming out next week on
Her
the
movie? Oh
yes,
yeah, the
for her
concert
tour.
movie.
Yeah, for her
Right.
tour concert movie. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Is Beyonce doing one too? I keep seeing ads for it.
I don't know.
Is
Are you
it
gonna
fake
watch it
or
though?
real? I'm not even gonna go to Taylor Swift one.
No, you're not.
No.
Why
The
not?
concert. Come on. Why am I gonna sit in a movie theater for that?
Did you go to her concert?
No, I did not.
But you're a huge fan, but you don't.
I love her music, but and I'll say I'm a Swiftie, but I think Swifties, I don't think they would consider me. I don't buy her merch. I don't really go to her concerts. I'm not gonna go to her movie unless I get the chance to. Maybe I'll go, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be there opening night to go
Yeah.
watch the concert movie because it's a concert movie. Like, I don't know.
That's such a fandom culture though. Like
but
you
I do
have
like
to
her
buy the
music.
merch. Yeah, so I think you're more of a real fan of just like I like her music. You stay up with the gossip, but you don't have to necessarily spend all your money and purchase everything.
She's so rich. She doesn't need me.
Yeah, exactly.
She was getting shit from the Screen Actors Guild
Oh, yeah.
for doing.
Well, she's gonna ruin the movie theater experience for a few weeks there, but
I
yeah.
think it already broke the record of the pre-sales because her fans are, like I said, insane about. They're like crazy about it. Speaking of the film,
he was
Lou,
so
Here's our
swaggy.
Yeah?
he's our before and after.
That's
He's like
insane.
they say he looks like a cop, right?
He looks like his favorite
Yeah.
sentence is "Stop resisting."
Oh man.
He looks like he has a Blue Lives Matter
Yeah,
flag.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Did you catch on Monday Night Football that they announced like on the billboard during the stadium game at MetLife for the Giants game, her tour came on, like
Mhm,
a
people were
billboard
booing.
came out on the screen, a commercial for her movie, and the Giants fans were
Giants
booing.
fans are booing. Yeah, no.
They were booing when she came out during the game, Monday Night Football. This wasn't even the game that came on Sunday when Travis Kelce was there.
Right.
Last
This was
night.
this. Mhm.
No, it was last night. Her movie poster came out on the big screen, and all the you say Giants fans, but anybody in the concert,
Anybody in the crowd
in the
was
game,
going nuts.
in the
yeah.
crowd started booing very loudly. It was obvious that it was about her. They're tired of her. And remember, we were talking about in the very beginning earlier that we're getting tired of it, right? As football fans.
Yeah, these are two
Yeah.
fandoms that don't clash. Is the reason.
Yeah. So here's a couple of things that I wanted to play for you guys. This is
Okay.
some of these videos that have been coming out. I'll play these for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear that?
Did you hear about freaking Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? Who? Travis Kelce? The football player? Nobody knew it. So freaking now they're dating. Him and Taylor Swift, she went to one of his games. And now everyone's talking about it. Like, he's about to be a freaking millionaire or billionaire, whatever.
You mean Kelce? Travis Kelce?
That's the one who did Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah,
everyone's talking about it. Like, literally, no one knew who he was. And then, like, all these
That was me though, low-key.
Yeah, that was you before.
You didn't win what I mean. The man has his full rings. Super Bowl rings.
What are Super Bowls?
Okay. Well, okay.
No,
Super Bowl championship.
He is divorcing her right then and
She's
there.
just trolling her.
Yeah, she's off until like October 18th.
She literally put Travis Kelce in the map.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Put Travis Kelce on the map?
Nobody knew who he was until she did one.
Like Taylor's. Trey, you wanna?
What? No, this is not.
He might be the best
triggered.
idea in the history of the NFL.
No. First of all.
Gronk is out.
No one knows who he was if it wasn't Taylor Swift.
Don't even do this.
He
Don't
literally
even. No. I'm not gonna. No.
But looking at that.
Are you talking about like the Swifties? Like.
I'm not a sweetie. I didn't know who it was.
You knew who Travis Kelce was.
No.
Obviously you did. You fall for football, like you wouldn't know that.
Okay, look.
Oh my god, that was so genuine. I feel bad for him.
Yeah. All I want to do is
Isn't it so great that like now he's probably gonna get like really famous and have a successful career?
Oh my god.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He's one of the top 5 biggest people in the NFL already got out.
Dude, nobody's ever heard of him until today.
You're ridiculous. What do you mean? You're out of your mind. Travis Kelce. He's like got endorsements.
I had never in my life had I heard of him.
Dude, literally no one knew who he was until today. Until she went to his game. So I guess yesterday.
Yeah.
You're talking out of your ear right now. No, that's not true.
What? I just think she's gonna help his career. I think he's gonna end up being pretty successful.
Have you seen the men reversing it on women, saying that he's making her famous, and the Swifties are getting mad?
Oh, the Swifties? No.
So yeah, I've seen a few TikToks. It's starting now. The men are like telling their wives and their girlfriends, like, "Hey, this pretty nice with Travis Kelce dating this unknown. Now she's gonna be more famous."
I feel like
Listen, it's true. The league downgraded is it's up to anybody up for debate. But she's got money. She's got clout.
But Taylor Swift
like
is so freaking powerful. Like she just has an army.
Her fan base is, like I said, they're back her up.
She's scary. That's like not knowing who Beyonce is. Everybody knows.
Right. Hey, what's up, Bonzo? I guess the main reason is because just clout and it's something to talk about.
It's a big topic this week,
and we talk about Cheese Man, but it's basically just it doesn't really matter, but
I think it's also the odd coupling of it all.
It is very odd. That's the first sports guy she dates other than singers or actors, so
This was one of the stories that I had sent. Kyla Nicole, who he dated, implies that it was a mistake dating a white man with blue eyes like Chiefs Travis Kelce. The implication is that she dated for 5 years. He was hoping that she was gonna, after dating for 5 years, and then he just dumped her. And basically saying the whole implication is that these white guys with blue eyes are just, fetishizing black women. And then when it's time to settle down, then going back,
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. I guess.
Where do you fall on with that one?
Look, I just think from an aesthetic standpoint, from if you were taking the type of women that you date, you couldn't go further opposites than dating curvy, women, and then all of a sudden you're with these very skinny, awkwardly dancing superstar.
Yep. Yeah.
like what the like how do you change, like, you know what I'm saying? That's like all of a sudden I go from smoking weed to like, you know,
And
the
that's
genre
I
of, like clove cigarettes. Like I don't know.
And as
I
a
don't
Swiftie, knowing her dating history too, it's weird
very
because she's
weird.
been dating like these guitar playing John Mayer, you know, to one of the Jonas Brothers, to
Right.
Jake Gyllenhaal, and another actor, and Tom Hiddleston,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
suddenly like a big buff football player. We're like, whoa,
It reeks
like
of like
maybe you're trying to think, or maybe, like I said,
Yeah.
then people think it's all PR.
It's a PR stunt. I'm
PR.
telling
I am like half and half. You know,
it really does reek
Yeah.
of sort
it
of
reeks
PR
PR,
and
right? I
clout.
mean, it's weird. It's
Yeah,
it's not
because
even
it
like they're each
just
other's types.
look, it spawns a billion articles, it spawns counter articles, it spawns, you know, like,
Everybody's
hey,
talking about them. We're talking about them.
We're talking
the
about it,
article,
yeah.
you know, the article that I saw was like that her power move is like sitting in the audience with the moms, and like, you know, like that whole thing is like, you know, I think that in a couple,
Mhm.
like the NFL will get something out of it, she'll get
Mhm.
something out of it.
Mhm.
And then in
I
a
mean,
couple of months, it's like, oh, they were never really serious. They went out a couple of times. She came to a couple
yeah,
of games to support him. They knew each other. They went out to dinner a couple of times. They
fun fling,
dated. They
shrugs. Yep.
There you go.
you know,
I
the
can't
dirty,
even see them hooking up, honestly. Like I just don't see it.
the ugly side is like a lot of the sports people that are pissed off are is like, I need to see a sex tape, or I don't believe
Oh,
it.
I
Or,
heard. I saw that clip.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah, yeah.
Like I said
there's-
something about, well, she's gonna be on our screens every football game. Then might as well make a sex tape so we can watch that too. I was like, bro,
yeah,
Taking a little,
okay.
a little too far there, but all right.
it's
This
it's
is very like all American though. Like it feels like the cheerleader going with the football player, and
When
everyone's
was the last time something
all
like
white.
this happened? That, you know, big superstar dated a football player. I feel like it really feels like, yeah, like you're right, like cheerleader with the football player.
Yeah, it's like
Like, I don't-
Giselle and
Giselle and Brady, maybe.
Brady. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think that was the last time it was such a
Beckham,
big.
Beckham and oh, that's sorry.
It was such big news. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I
Okay.
agree. And like I said, his shirts or his jerseys are selling. Like the Swifties are
hot
buying his jersey. They're buying to go to all the Chiefs games are literally on high
Yeah.
demand right now, because especially the one at SoFi coming up against the Chargers is like
But see,
the price is crazy because they want to see if she's gonna be there, but it's like I don't think
But
she'll be there at
see,
every game.
that's what I mean by like this is even as big as he is, and I know you guys are telling me he's like the biggest fucking
big
football
deal.
player ever. He's
Yeah.
amazing, huge deal. It does feel like someone can be a huge deal within their career space and not go out of it, whereas Taylor Swift is already a massive icon and kind of transcends. Like I don't fucking like her, and I know her. I know everything. I know too many things that I don't want to know, but I'm just surrounded by Swifties all the time. And you can't avoid it. Her ticket sales are over $1,000. Like she's making money, and right now I'm only seeing the prices of his shirts selling out. I'm seeing the NFL benefit. I'm not seeing a lot of why she would benefit aside from PR. But even then, does she need it? Because honestly, the Swifties literally look at a chicken nugget and they're like, "Look what she's eating." Like she doesn't need the PR.
The
So that's why
shorts
I'm-
she was wearing on Sunday
Yeah.
night are sold out now
They'll-
on that website.
Exactly.
Think that
They'll
ones with the little
nitpick.
gems, whatever. Like it's
Mhm.
anything she shows up and wears, the Swifties go online and buy it.
Yeah, literally,
the
he wore
movie,
an outfit. He wore an outfit, and I forgot by what designer, but as soon as he
1989,
wore it,
the name
was
of her
it-
album.
yeah. So they changed the name after he wore it, and now it's sold out. So it's one of those things of like it just seems like he's benefiting more, in my opinion. I don't know. if
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Well,
And
yeah, I mean, he's
some people are
transforming.
saying her movie. Sophia and I were talking about when you left, Lou, about the movie that's coming out next week, next weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
but she doesn't need. It's already sold out. Like if I try
Yeah.
to, like the
She doesn't
pre-sales
need
were
the ticket
crazy.
sales. Like, what is he gonna bring to the
So,
table in that case? You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. That's what some people think. It's not PR.
Feels like it feels
Uh,
like it's Beyonce with like I don't know Pete Davidson or something. No, I wouldn't say go that far. He's better than that. But it feels like it's like a soccer player that does really well with Beyonce. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well,
Look,
like remember when
Star
Beckham dated
level.
the Spice Girl, and then that
Beckham
was a
and
big deal?
Posh, yeah.
That was such a big deal.
That is kind of literally what's happening because Beckham wasn't the best. Like I don't know, he wasn't.
He was.
Well, he was the best, but he
I mean-
wasn't.
He was he
was he
wasn't
transcendent
transcendent. I mean,
past soccer?
yeah, they made a movie called Bend It Like Beckham.
Was that before or after Posh? I don't know. No, I feel like never mind. That's not the same page because I guess Beckham is.
Well,
just
I mean,
bigger.
it's hard for non-football fans
Mhm.
or people that are not in like the fantasy football world to understand how big of a deal Travis Kelce is.
Right.
Basically, there's 32 tight ends or 60 tight ends in the league, and he's number one, and he's been number one for the last 5-6 years.
So that's what I mean in his
He's
career.
he's really a big deal
Yeah.
in the
In his
football world.
career.
in
If
the
you don't
football
have him
world.
as a tight end,
Yeah,
you're
you're
not
fucked.
scoring more than 5 points that week on your
Yeah,
tight
yeah.
end slot.
He,
Like,
like tight ends never go in the first round of fantasy football drafts. He regularly
He does.
went in the first round of a fantasy football draft because he's so transcendent as his position.
Mhm.
He got hurt and he missed the first week, and it was a really big deal. He was a big reason that they've won 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years. He's a big deal in the football world. Anybody that watches football on Sundays knows who Travis
Knows
Kelce is.
him, yeah. But he's not
Absolutely.
like Messi, where like you don't have to watch soccer to know who he is. You know
no,
what I mean?
yeah,
I feel
and
like
he,
he's
does,
transcendent.
he himself doesn't sell out stadiums like Messi
No,
does. Yeah.
Messi does. Yeah, exactly.
But he's also very recently been getting tons. And the other thing is he's got his brother that's on the Eagles because his brother's an offensive lineman on the Eagles. And then they started doing these Campbell Soup commercials with their mom. So they're getting that Campbell Soup money. Then he got Pfizer money.
You got that soup money.
They got that soup money, and they're doing he's doing a Pfizer commercial or about getting your flu shot and your COVID shot. So he's getting pushed like as like a big transcendent sports star, like to be big marketing dollars.
And I think he will get there, especially, I mean, but I do feel like before Taylor, and I'm not trying to trigger nobody, I do feel like he's the one benefiting in sales and in, monetarily.
Yeah, because now you know
'Cause
about him. Yeah.
Yeah, now I didn't know who the fuck he was. I didn't
yeah.
care.
Yeah.
And Taylor, same thing, right? Like I don't seek her, but she's just all around me all the time. So I do feel like there's a little imbalance there, but they're
Like,
both benefiting
just
somehow.
in terms of monetary, Travis Kelce
Killing
is
it.
in the middle of a 4-year, $57 million contract with $22 million guaranteed. So he was set up monetarily.
He's comfortable,
he's
but
not-
like Taylor Swift is like almost billionaire
You say-
status now. Like she's
Sophia,
crazy.
57 million is comfortable to you, you bougie bitch.
57 million?
She's like, I guess I'd settle for that.
You're like, he's
Comfy.
57 million, and the only thing you can say
I
is
feel like
he's
she sells that out
comfortable.
in one night. Like I don't know. I'm just kidding.
They did say that on Sunday
But I'm just
night
saying, I
when
feel
she
like
showed
makes
up.
yeah, I feel like she makes that like, like
They said that the weekend she was in Kansas City, that she made the money he makes a year.
She probably makes like 10 million a night. I don't fucking know. She's crazy. She's psycho.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Anyway, people that
I sent the
Swifties
picture.
are wild. It's not me. It's the Swifties. I'm sorry.
I sent a picture to my Gente show on messages on Twitter of the picture of Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and Sean Levy. He posted that picture on his Twitter of them that evening, just to more like evidence. There you go. Sean Levy, the director of Deadpool 3, posted that picture.
Oh my
Will she be in the movie? I don't know. Like I said, we'll find out in a couple of years when it finally finishes filming.
That is a really weird grouping if they're not doing some sort of business.
Right. Well, yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah.
So we'll see. And if he shows up as a cameo, then there you go. That was all.
That's true.
PR.
Wait, Sophie wasn't in that picture.
Sophie Turner wasn't. Yeah, you're right. She's dealing with her own drama right now.
Yeah, that's true. But what a power move by her to hang out with Taylor Swift. That's what you do when you
And Taylor Swift dated her husband long time.
Yeah, they dated.
They
Oh, and
dated.
she-
She wrote a few songs for him.
Yeah.
and she's letting Sophie Turner use her apartment in New York
Yep.
while she's
Because-
doing her custody battle.
They're doing a
Fucking
custody
power
battle
move.
because he
She
took the
is-
children's passport. She wants to take them to England where she's moving to, and he's like, no. So he took the passports and it's like, my kids are not going anywhere. So right now they're in the middle of a huge custody battle. It's getting really nasty. He's doing a lot of PR stuff. They would never show their faces for like they're like 2 years old and under. Nobody has seen those kids' faces, and suddenly he shows up with him and with the kids and the nanny having breakfast out in public. Tons of paparazzi pictures.
That's
He's like the
gnarly.
good dad while she's filming in England.
That's
Showing
so,
her at
that's so messed up, honestly.
yeah, they did this whole thing where she was doing a cast party after
Mhm.
filming. They took pictures of her showing her drinking dancing, and they're like, Sophie Turner's over here in England partying. Well, look at him, the Jonas brother. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
Out here with
Jonas,
his kids.
She's trying to
having
win the PR
breakfast.
battle.
Literally, right when he was on tour too. Like, come on.
Yeah, he's on tour.
what?
He's still on tour.
He's still on tour. So then he's clearly not taking care of. Okay, whatever. Anyway,
Look, this is the last thing I'll say about this, which is, if you want to get really deep into it, what are they trying to distract us from?
I'll tell you what the right wings. Hey, you just mentioned that the COVID Pfizer Travis Kelsey thing. The right wingers are saying that this is all just a push for more COVID
A
shots.
psyops? Oh, so she dates Kelsey. They see the commercial with him about getting your COVID,
And all the
your
Swifties will
flu
be like, yeah,
booster.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, Taylor Swift last week said something about, hey, sign up to vote. Voting's coming soon, and voting from between 18 and 25-year-olds was shot up like about
Yeah.
300% that evening that she
she's
posted.
so powerful. It's like insane.
So a lot of right wingers are saying that the whole COVID shots campaign that Travis Kelce's doing, is all conspiracy.
You know, okay, I can see that in the sense that, like, because Taylor's army and her, I feel like they're more on the liberal side if we're gonna have to like politicize it.
Yeah, I would say so.
And it doesn't get more American, you know, yeehaw than NFL, baby.
And dating the football guy.
The football guy, yeah. So I can see how maybe that benefits her into getting an in into a little bit more of a like, you know, all American public eye, I guess. And then then they get you to vote.
You're dancing, you love it, Lou.
Yeah. She's like the white auntie at the party.
Well, you know, her last like 4 boyfriends were British. I think maybe more than that.
She
1, 2, 3, 4,
dances like
her
a
last
British
like 5
person.
boyfriends are British. She likes the British men, and so it's so, like I said, as a Swiftie, I'm like, oh damn, she's dating a football player. That's new for me. She even has a lyric in her very first album, where she says to herself, it's a song about herself being 15, that she says, in your life you'll do things greater than dating the boy on the football team. So a lot of Swifties are like, well now that you're in your 30s, you did because when she was in high school, she was like dating a football guy, and she wrote a heartbreak song about how he broke her heart.
Yeah.
So
Aw, see?
now she's back to dating a football player. But you're right. I've never thought about that. How all American it is. It's so.
Yeah, it's picturesque. But like the Republicans are probably like half of them are happy about it, half of them are not. They don't know how to feel.
They don't know how to feel.
Because it's like it's a white
commercial
girl
about the flu shots and stuff. They're chirping about that.
That's weird.
I
They're
saw-
going through some stuff right now.
I saw a Fox News segment. They were mad at her
no.
for because they're calling him Pfizer boy. Like they're mad, you know. And she was cheering for him at the game when he scored, and she went, let's fucking go. But you can read her lips, like she's like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, in front of his mother, how dare she? That's so rude. That's not okay. And we're like, okay, Fox News.
I know.
that's
Oh,
your
come on.
prerogative. Okay.
Do you know the mom? She whispered something and she was like, ooh. So I don't know what Carol said, but
But
it was
so right now,
it
Fox
was
News is not happy with her. They're not happy with this.
So it's a no for them. Okay. I thought
it's a
they
no
would be
for the
happy
right
that he's-
wingers. I think they're
I
a
thought
little
the right
fucked with
wingers
it.
would like that he's dating now not black girls and white girl, you know.
Yeah, but they're not happy about his campaign with Pfizer. So
Would have been better with like Carrie Underwood or somebody, you know.
maybe
Like that. No.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I can't take any more of this.
that's
Dr.
the
Benzene.
Swifty news.
Yep.
I've got it all.
That's the Swifty with the Lizzie always on that Swifty beat. Checking in on
hard hitting
us.
stuff, man. Great job.
It happened, and we'll, like I said, it's just going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Obviously,
Oh,
like
I'm here for him. Subscribe.
my prediction. All right, let's do predictions on this
Okay.
one before we move on.
Okay.
All right, I'll go first. My prediction, like I said, is right when she's about to go on tour
Back
or
on tour,
something.
mid-November.
they'll go, right, maybe when she's in Australia, so she doesn't have to answer any questions. They'll be like, hey, a note from a publicist that they've quietly broken up, or they weren't really ever very serious. She was just being supportive and she loved his mom and stuff like that. And she's not going to write no songs about it, but definitely go vote and get your Pfizer vaccine. So I think that November, December, it'll fizzle out, and because I think that as much as the NFL will enjoy a little bit of a bump into getting more women watching, getting some younger eyeballs on the game. Eventually, I think the core fan is gonna reject this very much, and they're gonna get bombarded. If every time Kansas City plays, she goes to the game, NFL fans are going to riot. Eventually, they will start booing her when they show her on the Jumbotron. Eventually, they're gonna get mad because every time the commentators go to commercial, they have to fucking cram a Taylor Swift lyric into it. You know what I mean? Like all this stuff is going to come back and bite them in the ass. I think they'll go for the short-term games, but I think in the end, it'll just fizzle out before the end of the year.
I think it might last a little longer, but hear me out. I think that they're going to try to do long distance, right? While she's away and he's busy playing. But I think that they're going to be some like TMZ pictures of him at a club with girls, and then it's gonna be like, but how does Taylor feel about it? And who knows, maybe Taylor's like in Japan and then meets up with an ex. I don't know, it's gonna get like dirty, it's gonna be nasty. I don't know, maybe she doesn't, I don't know, he's gonna do something. They're gonna see him coming out of like Nobu with a girl, or like, I don't know, so something's gonna happen. And so they're gonna use that, turn it out for like a month or two. I say they break up next year publicly. Like the statement doesn't come out until maybe January. I don't know. When does the season end officially?
February.
Yeah, Super Bowl's in the February 5th probably. So if after the Super Bowl he like jets off to meet her in like Uzbekistan or something, then I'll be interested.
Yeah, I'm thinking he might visit her once. She might come back and forgive him for, oh my God. So he cheats.
So I say less than 3 months. Sophia, you say
right now.
Thank you. Yeah, he cheats. Then TMZ goes crazy. She forgives him, goes to another game. Yeah, exactly. Big booty black, it's gonna happen. And then they break up eventually. Okay. And then she writes songs. I don't know the timeline exactly, but it's gonna. Lizzie. I think I say a few more months after.
I'm gonna stick to my Deadpool 3 theory.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is all have just been meetings with them, maybe dates, but mostly
they weren't really dating. They weren't really romantic.
No, they were all just getting together to discuss the future projects. Is right now really, with the SAG strike, nothing can really happen right now. So maybe they met up for a few, after the concert. I believe that maybe he did give her the bracelet with his number, and they've been chatting. And she's, it's all. We're coming together with the Deadpool 3. She was gonna do a cameo or be in the movie. I don't know. He might do a cameo. The Super Bowl commercial theory, I think, is still there. That they're both gonna be in a Super Bowl commercial. That's why it's all getting hyped up right now. So how exciting would it be for Super Bowl for there to be a commercial with both of them?
Yeah.
Whoever buys, I don't know what company, right? But hey, but. That's my theory, that it's all big PR, and maybe they are hooking up because they're two young people. They're the same age, and they're in in a lot of same rooms, and they got together. But I don't think it's serious, and a lot of Swifties believe that this is going to be her end game. This is a song that's called End Game. Her future husband, and she's going to settle down and have an all-American family. She's going to be the wife of the NFL star, and I don't see that.
I don't see that either.
I don't know if there's gonna be cheating and drama like Sophia says. That would be crazy.
He's gonna cheat. I don't see a world where they have sex. They're not sexually compatible. Let's be honest.
He's a 6'4" tight football player.
I think they'll make it as long.
I
think the PR is gonna go as long as even after the Super Bowl. I think they'll break up. Maybe by spring of next year, there'll be a whole they didn't survive the tour and their schedules conflicted.
Yes, exactly.
Schedule conflicting, but I think they're gonna try to
remain close friends.
Ride the wave. Exactly, they're gonna ride the wave until spring, until her concerts are done.
And then
she'll sing a few songs in the concert that might shed a tear, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, what's happening with her?"
What's happening?
Then they're gonna be like, "Oh, no wonder she was going through it," Well,
Mankind.
me and Sophia coming up with like
And then there you go.
this
Yep.
movie in our heads. But,
That's
Alright,
exactly what's gonna happen, though. We're gonna check back to this episode.
but
and
I
be like,
agree
"We
that
knew it
if
all."
anything, I don't think they could drag it into Deadpool 3.
Yeah,
But
don't
I mean,
think
the
so.
Twilight
No,
people did it, and I still believe that's a PR relationship.
Listen,
Robert
listen,
Pattinson
listen.
and what's
Yes,
his
and
name?
Kristen Stewart. So they did it for like
They did it for
whole
years.
movies.
That was commitment.
That was commitment, and I think they can do it because they're so far apart that hey, I mean, Sangas is in the media.
I think that's exactly how the breakup is gonna go, though. Even if there was cheating, I think they're gonna be like, "Oh, their schedules, but they're friends," and blah blah blah. Yeah,
And check out Deadpool 3.
yeah, exactly.
Lizzie with
Your
a
vibes are-
Deadpool, Lizzie with a Deadpool 3 advertising.
I'm gonna get it when it comes out, and none of them are in the movie. It's
Oh my
just-
Yeah.
god.
All right, now it's time for a segment called
All
Lou
right.
Plays with Fire. Hey, Swifties! She's
Oh
the
my
definition of
God.
mid, and she's a grown-ass 30-something-year-old woman. Stop treating her like a teenager.
Yep. Yep.
Sorry.
How do you feel about that, Lucy?
She's 33.
Ah!
No, just kidding.
Listen, I don't find her attractive at the least. I understand she's the talented singer, and I know
my husband
she's
says the
like
same
an
thing. He's not.
I
about-
don't
it's
see it.
just-
I
it's
don't
not-
see it. I don't see it. I don't know. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
He's downgraded in every possible capacity except in the money and clout.
Fame,
No,
except for
money
fame,
and
yeah.
clout. Yeah,
Money and clout. And he's already has 50 million in the bank, which by Sophia standards is just comfortable, not
Comfortable.
filthy fucking rich.
He's comfortable.
And he's got endorsement money, and he still has several years where he's going to be at the top of his profession. So I don't understand it unless it's literally just to catapult him to another level of like Beckham, Messi, Tom Brady,
Movie.
and that would just
Mhm.
be like a PR thing at the highest levels, or a distraction, or just something to distract us from our mundane lives. I mean, we spent an hour talking about this today, so obviously
Yeah,
we're getting
there we
something
go.
out of it. All right. Anyway, this has been Swifty Talk.
Thanks
All
for
right,
having me
let's-
again.
Thanks for
let's do a li-
coming. Thanks for
I gotta
educating
go.
us.
I gotta
Let-
go. But I'll stay. I was laughing at the beginning when I know what you added
Right.
now.
Yeah, immediately added it to the beginning.
All right.
All
Thank
right,
you for
guys.
stopping by,
Go,
Lizzie.
Lizzie, we love
Thank
you.
you
Bye.
for having me. Have
Bye.
a good night, everybody.
You
Bye.
too.
Right.
Bye. Oh, that is so fucking beautiful.
It's Halloween time.
Fuck yeah.
So
Wow,
after she posts,
that guy did such a good job
Yeah,
imitating
very
it.
good job. So after she posted this video, people actually were calling the cops and sending them to her house.
Oh, because they think she's like a danger to herself.
They think she's a danger to herself.
I mean, it's Halloween.
I mean,
You know?
yeah, it's
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared when I watched it. I was like, what?
Yeah, what's up with this girl? Yeah, what the
But
fuck?
you know,
All right.
she's
Anyway, that was kind of our main topic, and we had an interview in between. I
Mhm.
was just checking, and we do
Killing
have
'em.
one Nonamis way. So let's quickly sort of get our personals and our news out of the scene. Like, hey, Sophia, how you doing today? What's up? How's
Hey,
it going?
how's it
Hey,
going? It's going,
hey,
it's
what's
going
on?
well,
Hey,
Lou.
it's
Thank
going
you.
well.
It's going well.
Right, you can't go back.
Yeah.
So how was Florida?
Oh my god, thank you for asking. I'm a lot browner. Look at my skin. I'm
Yeah,
glowing.
I've seen you. I said you had the hot dogs out on the beach for a while.
Yeah,
there.
I had the hot dogs out. It's great. It's great. Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
fun. I went to Tampa for a few days and then I went to Miami for a few days.
Ooh, nice.
It was really cool. Tampa went with some friends, and then me and those friends also went to Miami, but Miami was mainly to visit my cousin. So that was awesome. So I got to visit him, see how he lives,
Mhm.
and it was really nice. It was very like sweet family time, and like he showed us around and he was awesome, and it was really nice spending quality time together.
And you confirm he's playing for Messi's team in Miami, right?
No. He's playing for Miami FC. The other one
Okay,
is
so
Inter Miami or something.
Into Miami. Okay, so he's on a different on the other Miami team.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you had
So-
fun. You got to recharge the battery a little bit.
I did. Thankfully, I was a little worried that I was gonna go ham, kind of like in Europe, where I came back so fucking drained. But no, honestly, Tampa specifically, it was like we had our place was like right by the beach, and so we were
Right.
just beaching all day, chilling. Miami was awesome. Got to see a lot of culture, so I don't know. It was really it was a cool experience because like again going from Tampa where like we were around the white folk, and it was chill, but it was very bougie and it was nice. I wish.
Ronnie Meatball, Ronnie the Saint, as
Ronnie the Sanctimonious or
Ronnie the Sanctimonious.
I love him. I wish I would have seen some Gators and some MAGA Republicans, but I did not. It was all very liberal and hedonistic and amazing, which is not the picture that I had about Florida. So I guess south of Florida is where you want to go, guys. It's really fun. The heat is disgusting, but good for a vacation. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But yeah, no, it was fun. I had some Cuban sandwiches. Yeah, it was great. A lot of big booty Latinas over there. So
Oh my God.
I was a happy girl.
It's a nice area. Did you have some cortadito, some Cuban coffee, stuff like that?
No, I tried, but honestly, just the timing, the weather, like I wanted coffee, but literally when I got there, I was like, no, I don't want nothing that's hot right now.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, it was hot. It's fucking hot. Yeah, I should have.
Yeah, it's all right.
Listen.
It's all right.
But yeah, what did I miss? What has been happening in your life the last week? No
FIA week has been. Listen, I've been exhausted, but for good reason. I've been like I said, everybody knows I've been telling people we're opening up a tattoo shop here in San Diego. It's soft open this month.
Yeah.
If anybody that is in Southern California wants to come get tattooed, just tell them that Lou from Mi Gente Show sent you.
Oh, I have a question.
And we'll get you. Go ahead. What's your question?
Friday the 13th is coming up, sir. Are you doing a Friday the 13th thing at your shop?
Yes, we will be doing Friday the 13th. We'll be
Shut
doing,
up.
Yeah, but the days
Really?
of, I mean, for everybody, the days of $13 tattoos are like gone. So,
What?
but we are
What
still
are,
be.
what are we charging? What are we talking about here?
Oh well, the shop minimum I think is like $80 to $100. So we're gonna do $50 for flash art. So, which is like really a good deal for these days. There's no more $13 tattoos, unfortunately.
Well, I was gonna go see if I can find a $20 one. You know.
I mean, you know me, so we can definitely hook you up. Okay. But you know, in the general, most shops are doing like $33 or $35 or $40. We'll be doing something like that. We'll probably have some mini flash that we can do for super cheap. But yeah, we'll definitely. I mean, you know me, so you know one of the owners, so we'll definitely hook you up. Plus, we want to do some promos and stuff there. So. I'm not only an owner, but I'm the shop's best customer because I've gotten 2 tattoos so far.
Oh my god!
I got what was it? I got this the snake, man.
Very nice.
That one of the apprentice did. Is actually a really good apprentice. He's doing a good job. And then today, my brother convinced me to start working on the back of my arm.
No, so painful. That area sucks.
So we're doing a blue Oni, Japanese blue demon to go with my Japanese screen. Oh my god! There's some parts where because I had to straddle this chair and I just had my head down and I was just like, oh yeah. There were some parts where it's gonna be fun when he has to shade it and color it in a few weeks.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. Can I watch?
But basically, yeah, absolutely. But basically, that's what I've been doing. So anybody that's a fan of the show, and if you're in Southern California. Anybody that's a fan of the show and in Southern California, make sure that you are following my tattoo shop, and they'll be a sponsor along with Sophia's restaurant, La Original Casa del Taco, of our San Diego Minute segments going forward. And we will be doing Friday the 13th promotions very soon on Friday the 13th. And also, if you follow the social medias for myself and the tattoo shop at SoCal Tattoo Main Street, all one word, at SoCal Tattoo Main Street on Instagram or Facebook, you will be entered into a raffle for our official opening day for 3 $300 tattoos we're going to be giving away. And all you have to do is like the Instagram page, like the Facebook page, share the page, and follow all the artists for additional entries. But basically, we're going to be giving away a bunch of tattoos moving forward for the show. So that's kind of what's been up with me.
Hold on. I gotta go real quick. I gotta take a 30. I'll be right back.
You gotta take a 30? All right,
Yeah,
Sophia's
yeah,
gonna take a 30.
Tell more
Sophia-
about your personal news. Anything. Open up.
All right, got it. Hey, listen, man, I'm here. I'm private chatting. Oh, Sophia's got a family thing happening. All right. What else is going on here? We still have 4 dogs at the house. My two old school dogs, Baxter and Shy Girl, are getting old. They are getting really old. So I love them and I'm taking care of them in their old age. We have Baxter and Shy Girl. And then I have 2 other dogs, younger dogs, the German Shepherd Oso, aka Ozymandias, aka Osito Panda, aka Oso Peludo, who's my German Shepherd. He's about 2.5 years old. And I got tricked into having a 4th dog, a Belgian Malinois, which are nicknamed Maligators for good fucking reason. Do not get a Belgian Malinois unless you got a ton of time, a big ass yard with a high ass fence, and are going to have patience and don't mind that several things that they find on the floor will be eaten up and destroyed. He's already eaten and destroyed 4 pairs of shoes and sandals, and several other random things that he's found around the house. Today they found a box of bags and destroyed it, as well as other things. They found an all softball glove that I had, and they destroyed that. And basically, I've had to just sort of rearrange my entire house so that I keep stuff away, so that they don't destroy it while I'm away.
How were you talking about your dogs?
Yeah, I was just talking about the dogs.
Oh, that's such an easy riff right there, because these bitches are driving me crazy, huh, honey?
Oh my god,
She just made my niece cry.
What?
It's because when they were barking, it's because someone came in. I thought it was my brother or somebody, and I was like, just let them out. But it was my sister with my little baby niece, and she was like, "Oh, where's the dog barking?" That's cute. Anyway, but I'm back.
That's personal news. That's what's happening. Make sure you guys are checking out, if you're in Southern California, La Original Casa del Taco for Sophia for her family's best food, and at SoCal Tattoo Main Street, 3660 Main Street for all your tattoo needs. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get Sophia tatted up here pretty soon.
I gotta film this with stickers. That's why.
Yeah, pick something. My brother's back on the 17th, but we have really talented artists there at the show. All right.
I think I want him to do my cookie tattoo. So think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it. All right, let's play a quick game of F, Marry, Kill, BFF.
Okay.
All right. You're going to have to F one, marry one, kill one, and one of them has to become your BFF. All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. We got Selena Gomez worth 80 million. Ariana Grande worth 240 million. Miley Cyrus 160 million, or Demi Lovato 40 million.
I'm marrying Miley.
You're marrying Miley.
I'm obsessed with her. Yes, I love her, and I think we would be very compatible.
Okay.
I currently hate Ariana, so I'm killing her.
Killing Ariana Grande.
Yeah. Also, like, no sexual attraction there. She's tiny, petite, no curves. Come on. What's left? Fucking and BFF?
Yeah.
I'll probably be BFF with Selena, and I'm fucking Demi because she's probably better in bed.
Interesting.
Marrying Miley, fucking Demi, BFF with Selena, killing Ari. Ari, you don't get to cause a divorce and stay good with me, girl.
Listen.
Not a girl's girl.
Listen, I'm marrying Selena.
As I expected you to, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, just the 800 million up top, that's good enough for me. But I'll show she's hot as hell. And I'll probably F Miley for the one time just to kind of see how that goes. And then I'm probably killing Ariana and BFFing with Demi.
We are all killing Ari.
Yeah, we're killing her. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why this picture of these 4 chicks kind of was like, hey, that's an interesting quadruple. We know somebody you won't be dating, Sophia, because you've aged out, is Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm way too old for that guy.
Yeah. He's 48. And look, he's surprise. He's dating a 25-year-old model named Vittoria Ceretti.
Oh
But they
my
say
God.
this time, it's much more than a passing fling.
Okay, sure. Also, that's old for him.
She's 25, and apparently he likes her.
Mm,
I mean,
okay. It's
I mean,
just I don't get his taste in women, but
I
okay.
don't get. I mean, I guess technically she's a model, but I don't. What the hell? That face is a little.
She's
I
a
don't know.
pretty girl. She's a pretty girl.
Yeah,
He's an
I
old
don't know.
man now.
I don't
Do you
know.
think he'll ever get married and settle down with
I
somebody
wouldn't
over
go.
30?
I wouldn't say pretty. I would just say she's got like a very fierce model face, but I don't really think that's pretty.
I mean, good looking.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Objectively
Aesthetic, she's
attractive.
got an aesthetically attractive face, I guess.
Yes.
But this time it's more than just a passing fling.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Just saying.
I just love how these how they post it like, oh, it's a fact. Like this time it's serious. I'm like, who did you talk to?
Who do you,
Who do you know?
Who's making these decisions?
Exactly.
All right. All right. Well, we've done our Swifty talk. We've done our interview for the day.
Mhm.
And we've done our personal news and our Florida reviews, which means there's just one more thing we have to do before we leave.
Now it's time for
No names way.
No names way. No names.
I love it every time.
Oh, but before we do No Names Way, can I have a minute here? Can I have 1 minute of your time, Sophia?
One minute? Sure.
Yeah. Do you know that do you know that we can travel into the past?
I did not know that. No.
Yes.
How far into the past?
We can travel billions of years into the past, Sophia. Okay. Because every night you look up at the stars and you see that light has been traveling for sometimes 40 to 50 billion years across a vast infinite universe. So just when you think you thought that we couldn't travel into the past, you were wrong, because every time we look up at the night sky, when you get away from the city and all that light pollution, which I really need to do like soon.
Yeah.
Like I really need to go like do some mushrooms and look up at the stars for a little while, because like I think I need it for my soul.
Mhm.
And want to ask you about your microdosing later to see how that's going. But
What?
but in the meantime,
Microdosing?
what? But in the meantime, it is incredibly amazing to me that we can actually travel back in time, because every single piece of light that you see in the night sky has actually been traveling towards Earth for us for billions and billions of years, and that's how we know where we all came from. And we're all made of the same exact particles of stardust from one single tiny little ball that expanded infinitely hundreds of billions of years ago. So again, let's not take ourselves too seriously. Life is fleeting. We're stuck to this rock by magic. And somehow over 500 years, we've made so many strides in technology. Imagine what we'll be in 1 billion years from now. And that's been my Lugo's Deep Minute for today.
Minute 27.
Got it. Cool. Close enough.
Oh.
We tried. All right.
That was pretty good. Pretty good.
Let's do No Names Way. All right.
How
Our question
many
today.
do we have?
Just one here that I just saw when I checked.
Okay.
Our question comes from somebody who's called I Hate It Here.
I do.
Girl saying.
Mhm.
Here is the question. There has been some drama in my friend group lately. We love drama.
Okay.
We love friend group drama. It's very nice.
We love it here. Uh-huh.
We love it here. We love it here. Let's call them. It involves two friends of mine. Let's call them Sammy and JWoww. Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Jersey.
Grace. I'm closer to JWoww than Sam, but my question is less about the drama about giving ultimatums with friendships. Okay, got it. JWoww basically said that she doesn't want to associate with anyone that would want to be friends with Sammy. Mind you, the drama was admittedly Sammy's fault, but also it's really dumb and pointless. And while I understand that it can be hurtful to be friends with Sammy, I sort of feel angry at JWoww for putting in the position to choose, and that she's willing to end our friendship just because I chose to maintain an already established friendship with Sammy. The whole drama thing is pretty. No one did anything crazy, but JWoww is really hurt. And while I love her, I do hate being.
Wait, it's
given
pretty
an
what? The whole drama is pretty what?
The whole drama is petty. Sorry.
Ah.
No one did anything crazy, but JWoww is really hurt. And while I love her, I do hate being given an ultimatum. I don't want to lose any friendships here, but I'm stuck in the middle. What should I do? Also, what are your thoughts on friendship ultimatums as a whole?
Okay, so Sammy and JWoww and the third girl. Okay.
Third girl is I Hate It Here.
I hate it here. So JWoww was the one giving an ultimatum of like, I don't want to hang out with anyone that would dare associate with Sammy
because of this little drama that
because of the
was
drama,
petty.
which is not related to the third girl.
Mhm.
Damn. Okay. Well, and then she said Sammy was the one that did the bad thing, so she understands, but also JWoww was the one saying
JWoww basically
I would
said,
like you to not be friends with her.
yeah, JWoww basically said she doesn't want to associate with anyone that would want to be friends with Sammy. The drama was admittedly Sammy's fault, but also dumb and pointless. And she's willing to end our friendship because I choose to maintain a friendship with Sammy.
Okay. I don't know. I think I don't like friendship ultimatums. I think if you do something truly heinous, of course, like I'm gonna side with the person, you know, who was in the right. But if it's something like petty in between them, and I've had good rapport with both,
yes,
I can totally understand why you would be mad at your friend for essentially being like, I think you should not be friends with her because of what she did to me. Like, I think that's just a very immature way to put it. Also, like I don't know, it just seems very immature to give somebody an ultimatum based on friendship, and I think that it's inconsiderate of JWoww. So I think it's, you know, I don't think you're siding with someone just by maintaining a friendship. Like I had a friend break up pretty recently actually, and we still have mutual friends in common, and like that was my shit. I was like, never did I think like you need to stop talking to them. Like no, it was kind of like there was nothing between y'all, so I'll keep, you know, hang out with them, whatever. And I would never do that. And my friend did bring it up kind of like, well, you know, like I would not like to stop being friends with them. And I was like, that's fine. Like, I don't, you know, like, I just don't see why they have to be mutually exclusive. Obviously I understand like the discomfort of it, but like, that's when we all are grownups about it. Like, you know, you don't have to be throwing an ultimatum around. I guess my point is, I do not agree with the ultimatum.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of this, and I've been on examples where you become friends with somebody that a friend of yours is dating, and they break up, and then they're like, I want you not to be friends with them. And I'm just like, fuck off. Like, I'm sorry. I've established a friendship with them. I have a friendship with them above what your relationship is. You know, in those cases, it was just more like jealousy or like, oh, don't try to fuck my ex-girlfriend, you know, like something like that, you know. And so I don't agree with that. I've always been somebody that tries not to burn bridges, but then sometimes you do, you know, sometimes you have to. Yeah, on the other hand, locally, there is a person that is mutuals with a lot of the people that I know in the film industry here locally that I had some issues with in the past, where they said some things about me or we had some issues, and I just said, I'm not going to ever associate with that person again. I'll be cordial if I have to be in the same place. I don't really have a problem, but don't expect me to be happy or to be sort of mixing or working with them on any projects or anything like that.
Now, if I started to hang around them, would you tell me, hey, Sophia, I don't want you to hang out with them?
Not unless you ask me and you're like, hey, what do you think of this person? And if you ask me what I think of this person, I'll say, listen, this is my personal experience with them, but you are a grown woman. You can do whatever you like.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be like, stop it. Like it makes me uncomfy. Yeah.
No, if I felt that they were a danger or if they were something like that, and I've reached out to girls that I know that are interacting with friends, stuff like that, then I'd be like, hey, listen, just so you know, this guy, you know, like I've always looked out for my homies like that. But I wouldn't be like, it's just somebody that I had a personal beef and misunderstanding, not misunderstanding, but a personal gripe and beef with. And it was me and some other people that both this person was sort of attacking. They were in their project. They were attacking my relationship. They were trying to do a lot of shit. They were talking a lot of shit. And my other friend was like, yeah, you know, he's cool. We're good. We're good. And I'm like, okay, that's your decision. But me, I'm going to go ahead and maintain the beef, you know?
Right.
I'm going to keep this pettiness. So I've been on both sides. But I've never made an ultimatum to another friend that says, hey, if you still hang out with this person, then you know, I think that's unwise. That's short-sighted. That's petty. and I believe, and so I'm against friend ultimatums.
Yeah.
Everybody has, yes, there's friend circles, but within those friend circles, there's
individual relationships, yeah,
individual threads and levels. There's levels to this shit. So I definitely agree that I definitely don't agree with your friend telling you, choose, and especially if it was like, listen, there could be some situations where like somebody did something serious or illegal or something like this, or was putting somebody in danger, where you might have to say, hey, are you okay with that? Because if you're okay with it, I'm not okay with you. But if what you're saying is it's just a petty friendship dispute or something did, and it's, is it going to matter a year from now? Is it going to matter 3 months from now? Is it going to matter 2 minutes from now? If it doesn't, then I think they're overreacting. Yeah. And you just let them know that, and then you say, listen, I want to keep you as a friend, but you have no right to tell me who I get to be friends with.
Yeah, which, to be fair, even though she is calling the situation petty, and I believe it is, I'm sure, but hey, Robles.
Hey, Cyro, thanks for stopping
by. At the end of the show, what's up? I was gonna say, like, I believe that it is petty, I'm sure, but for JWoww, what if it's like actually really like serious, like you said, like it's like it calls Sammy's character into question, and therefore anybody who associates with her is like a terrible person. So in that case, you kind of just have to put up with the fact that you think it's petty. You feel fine maintaining. Sorry, is it very loud? Okay, cool. Well, whatever. I was just gonna say you feel fine maintaining that friendship, in which case you have to just stand by that because that's how you feel. But you also have to allow JWoww to feel how she's gonna feel, which means that a friendship breakup might be in play, and it sucks to be in the middle. But that's what you're siding with. The ultimatum is happening. So, honey, hey. I'm gonna mute myself. Hold on.
I completely understand. So I hate it here. Good luck with that. If you let us know how it turns out. But, are you going to stand your ground, or are you going to change your mind? Are you going to try to see it their way and maybe decide that your one friendship is more important than is your friendship with the first person more important than is your friendship with JWoww more important than your friendship with Sammy? Are they about the same? There's levels to this. So you gotta, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is giving up on the one person worth keeping a relationship with the first person going? Or
which one do you value more? Hey, Mom.
Which one do you value more? Because you might be in a situation where you for a time being you don't get to keep both. So you're gonna have to just weigh that out. But in general, the first step I would say is letting them know that you feel that them giving you an ultimatum based on the circumstances is petty, childish, and you want them to reconsider what's happening and then take it from there. All right?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Honey agrees.
Yeah. Hey, I'm streaming. I'll be done in 5 minutes. I'll have to call you back.
Talking to your dogs too.
No, I'm calling. My brother called me. Anyway.
Sorry about that. Let us know how it goes.
Cyro, thanks for stopping by. Hope your vision is better. We miss you, friend. Hopefully we can see you soon. Thank you for everybody that stopped by today. Thank you to the team from Nuclear Power.
Oh my gosh.
An incredible, and shit. I mean, they write for Lopez versus Lopez. They wrote for 13 Reasons Why. That is a powerful writing team right there.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to seeing more of their work and going back and seeing some of the stuff they've written, because I think it's super interesting that they're in the comic book world. I learned a lot, especially because I have some ideas that I want to convert to a comic book. So it was very informative for me. Sophia's got 2 dogs. I got 4 dogs.
I gotta go, sir.
Milo's been super quiet. Milo's been super quiet because today I brought them chicken nuggets and I had them here, and I went to the kitchen to get myself something to drink. And when I came back, that little motherfucker had jumped on my desk and eaten all the fucking nuggets.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, well, we love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We love you. Catch you guys better next time. We'll do better. All the good stuff. Blah, 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 blah. We love you. Bye.
hay que irnos. Me estoy aguantando desde que pusieron el domo.
Puedes esperar. Muchas personas trabajaron en esta película y solo quieren que te aprendas sus nombres de memoria.
Y yo quiero asegurarme de que ningún animal resultó lesionado durante la filmación de esta película.
¡Listo! ¡Uy, palomitas en el suelo! Wow.
Espera, parece que Maggie tiene algo que decir. Es su primera palabra.